So today we will going to learn about hydrogen bonding. Do anyone have any idea what is hydrogen bonding? No. So see, when hydrogen bond is bonded to atom, see here, when hydrogen bond is bonded to atom of highly electronegative element. Okay, so that means when hydrogen is bonded with highly electronegative element, and highly electronegative element like fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. Okay, then the hydrogen atom form a weak bond with the electronegative atom of the other atom. Suppose two hydrogen atom, two HF atom is there. So HF and HF, two HF molecule will remain in close proximity. That means two HF molecule will remain in close to each other. Then this hydrogen will form a weak bond with this fluorine atom. Okay, so this bond is actually known as hydrogen bond. This bond is actually known as hydrogen bond. They form bond like this, a huge chain like this. HF, that means in case of each HF molecule, each hydrogen bond is bonded with this fluorine atom by this dotted bond. This dotted bond is actually known as hydrogen bond, and this bond is very weak bond. Okay, now the question is that why this bond formation occurred? What is the reason? So let's see. Let's take this example only. Let's take this example only. Just a second. See, hydrogen and fluorine. Who is more electronegative, hydrogen or fluorine? Tell me, who is more electronegative, hydrogen?
Fluorine.
Yes, obviously fluorine. So as fluorine is more electronegative, this bonding electron will be shifted towards fluorine because fluorine is more electronegative. Fluorine want more electron. So fluorine will do what? Fluorine will attract this bonding electron towards its close proximity. So that's why fluorine will develop a negative delta charge, right? And hydrogen will develop a partial delta charge. Okay, so hydrogen will have a delta positive charge, fluorine will have a delta negative charge. Okay, that means a dipole develop. So now when this molecule, when it is, here is also positive delta charge, here is also negative charge. So now a bond formation occurs. Now this negative charge is attract the hydrogen. Okay, so that means this hydrogen and this fluorine will be attracted by electrostatic force of attraction, and because of this electrostatic force of attraction, hydrogen bonding formation occurs. Okay, this is actually hydrogen bonding. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now next is condition for hydrogen bonding. Now next is C, conditions for hydrogen bonding. Conditions for hydrogen bonding. So two conditions are very important. See, number one is this one. High electronegative atom bonded to hydrogen. That means hydrogen and it will be added with another atom which will have high electronegativity, which will have a high electronegativity, and electronegativity difference between hydrogen and of that atom will be high. That is the first, you can say, condition. Okay, so the molecule should contain an atom of high electronegativity such as fluorine, oxygen, and nitrogen. Okay, the common example are like HF, H2O, NH3. They are mainly from the hydrogen bonding. And next one is small size of the electronegative atom. Small size of the electronegative atom. When the size of the electronegative atom will be small, okay, that means its attracting power, the attracting power will increase. See, the size of the electronegative atom should be quite small. Okay, this is due to the fact that the smaller the size of the electronegative atom, the greater will be its attraction. See, smaller the size, greater will be the attraction. When size will be smaller, greater will be the attraction. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So, and when the attraction will be greater, that means polarity, the bond polarity between hydrogen and electronegative atom results from the stronger bond. So HF, and if I consider HI, and HI, so size of the fluorine is more smaller than the iodine. Size of the fluorine is smaller than iodine. Okay, so the hydrogen bond will be formed by HF. HI doesn't form hydrogen bond because the bond polarity of HF is more than that of HI. Because fluorine is smaller in size, so it attracts the bonding electron pair towards itself more strongly. So bond polarity will be more, and when bond polarity will more, that means it will forms stronger hydrogen bond. Okay, clear? Now here one question is that, see, NH3 shows hydrogen bonding, HCl does not. Okay, because the polarity, the bond polarity between HCl is not too much for the formation of hydrogen bonding. So that's why HCl doesn't form hydrogen bond. Otherwise, NH3 form hydrogen bond. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now next is differences between hydrogen bond and covalent bond. Okay. Now differences between hydrogen and covalent bond. See, hydrogen bond. Number one, hydrogen bond involves dipole-dipole interaction. Hydrogen bond involves dipole-dipole interaction. If we consider covalent bond involves sharing of electron pairs. Covalent bond is formed by sharing of electron pairs, whereas hydrogen bond are having dipole-dipole interaction. It is formed between hydrogen atom and a highly electronegative atom. It is formed between hydrogen atom and highly electronegative atom. It is formed between any two electronegative atom which may be of the same element or of different elements. Okay, so the sharing of electron can take place between same element, between different elements also. But the formation of hydrogen bond, the hydrogen should be attached with a highly electronegative atom like fluorine, oxygen, and nitrogen, obviously. Now, third is strength of hydrogen bond is very small. Okay, bond strength of HF bond is only 41.83 kilojoule, whereas the bond strength of covalent bond is slightly high. For example, the bond strength between hydrogen is 4.33 kilojoules. So that means hydrogen bond are not stronger, but covalent bond is slightly stronger than hydrogen bond. So a difference understood? Hydrogen bond and covalent bond difference understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, next we will do, that is examples of hydrogen bonded compounds. Okay. Examples of hydrogen bonded compounds. Like first one, HF molecule. Let's see how HF molecule form the bond. This bond angle is 140 degree. So that means we can say that in solid state, HF molecule, hydrogen fluoride molecule, remain in a zigzag chain. See, zigzag chain like this, in a zigzag chain. And that means the HF molecule will be remaining in associated form. So we can say that HF molecule will be remaining in associated form like this. That means a large number of HF molecule will be bonded with the help of hydrogen bond, and they will remain in solid state, and their bonding structure will be zigzag structure. So they will be remaining in associated form. Clear? Tell me, clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, next is water molecule. Next is water. Now, let's see how water will form the bond. So we know that water, the structure of water is like this. That means you can say hydrogen bond which is exists in the water molecule, and here see there are two covalent bonds between OH molecule. This oxygen is again bonded with two hydrogen atom of two different water molecule. Okay, so that means each oxygen, if we consider this oxygen atom, okay, so each oxygen is tetrahedrally surrounded by four hydrogen atom. If I consider this oxygen, so this oxygen is surrounded by this hydrogen, this and this. That means tetrahedrally surrounded by four hydrogen atom and two covalent bond. Okay, and it will be remain. It is also remain in associated form. That's why we will write H2O. Clear? Next is ammonia. Next is ammonia. That is NH3. NH3, how it's formed the structure. See. In this way, it forms the structure. This is the hydrogen bond formation. Okay, ammonia is also remaining in associated form, and they form a long chain, a huge long chain they will form. A long chain compound they will form. So these are the examples. Okay. Now, next is types of hydrogen bonding. Now, next is types of hydrogen bonding. Types of hydrogen bonding. So, hydrogen bonding is actually two types: intermolecular hydrogen bond, and another is intramolecular. Intramolecular. Okay. So two type of hydrogen bonds are there: intermolecular and intramolecular. Inter means what? Intermolecular means when hydrogen bonds is formed between two different atoms, or two different molecules, or between two same molecules. Okay. So intermolecular hydrogen bonding means okay, the hydrogen bonding takes place between two different molecules of same or different substances. Like the hydrogen bonding between HF molecules. This is actually, you can say, intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And what is intramolecular? What is intramolecular? See, sorry, intra. Intramolecular hydrogen bond. That means when hydrogen bond take place between the same atom, when hydrogen bond is formed between the hydrogen and highly electronegative atom present in the same molecule. Okay, so that means intermolecular hydrogen bond is formed, you can say, is formed between hydrogen and highly electronegative element. Okay, so highly electronegative atom present in the same molecule. Same molecule. Let's take one example. This one. See, hydrogen bond will take place. Okay, so this molecule is known as orthonitrophenol. nitrophenol. Okay. Now let's take one more example. Here is also hydrogen bond will take place between this oxygen and hydrogen. This molecule is known as orthonitrobenzoic acid. It is known as orthonitrobenzoic acid. Orthonitrobenzoic acid. So this is actually intramolecular hydrogen bond when hydrogen bond is taking place between the two atoms in a same molecule. Okay, that is known as intramolecular hydrogen bond. Clear? Clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Arif, Shoham, clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So next we will see the influence of hydrogen bond. Okay. Influence of hydrogen bond on the properties. Influence of hydrogen bond on the properties. Number one, association. Number one, association. So actually, due to intermolecular hydrogen bond, two or more molecule of a compound actually exist in associated molecules. Okay, just like carboxylic acid exists as a dimer in the vapor state. Okay, just like carboxylic acid, see, they exist as dimer. Sorry, it will be hydrogen. So they exist as a dimer in the vapor state. Okay, that means two molecules always remain in a associated manner. Okay, now next is high melting point and boiling point. High melting point and boiling point. Can you say why they have high melting point and boiling point? Can anyone have any idea? See, the compounds which are containing hydrogen bonds, generally they have very high melting point and boiling point because the electrostatic force of attraction between the molecule is very high. Okay, electrostatic force of attraction between the molecule is very high, and because of this large electrostatic force of attraction, we need large energy to break the bond. So as we need large energy to break the bonds, so obviously melting point and boiling point will be high. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, next is influence on the physical state. See, hydrogen bond also influence the physical state of the molecule also. Just like H2O is liquid, whereas H2S is gas. Okay. The electronegativity difference between hydrogen and oxygen is more than that of hydrogen and sulfur. Okay, the electronegativity difference between hydrogen and oxygen is more than that of hydrogen and sulfur. Okay, so as hydrogen and oxygen, the electronegativity difference between hydrogen and oxygen is more. So that's why H2O can form hydrogen bond, H2S does not. So that's why H2S is remain in gaseous form, H2O always remain in liquid form. Clear? And next we can see, so influence on state clear, physical state clear, boys and girls?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened? Okay, let's move here. And now next is solubility. Solubility. So hydrogen bonding is also influences the solubility of one substance to another. For example, alcohol, which is not a protic solvent, which is okay, alcohol is highly soluble in water because of the formation of hydrogen bond. Okay, let's see how they bond form. Suppose this is alcohol and it forms a hydrogen bond. Okay, so in this way, one alcohol molecule form hydrogen bond with water, and that's why alcohol is highly soluble in water. So these are the properties which is influenced by hydrogen bonding. Here one protic solvent is dissolving a non-protic solvent is only because of the formation of hydrogen bond. Okay, organic solvent dissolving means in water. Only alcohol can dissolve in water. Any other organic solvent cannot dissolve in water. You can take example like benzene, then aniline. They are liquid, but they will not dissolve in water. But alcohol dissolve because of the formation of this hydrogen bond. Clear? Yes, clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, your homework will be, you have to say tomorrow why, it's your homework, why ice is lighter than water. And second homework is, water has maximum density. Water has maximum density at 4 degrees centigrade. You have to find out the reason and you have to tell me tomorrow's class. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm ending the class now. Thank you, everyone.